You guys are supposed to tell me, Miss Susie, you didn't record. Where you at? You sleeping on me. All right. Taking a look today at how you can get involved in government, you as a student right now in your own life. Okay. Here is our goal for the day.
In today's lesson, we're going to focus on this goal. How can we make the shift from saying they should do something to what can I do? After all, we are the people of the United States. We run the country. We elect people. But as a kid, what can we do?
Okay, so that's what we're going to investigate today. What can you, as a third grade student in Indiana, do to be involved in and participate with the government? Okay, we're going to take a look at a text today about getting involved, and I'm going to let us listen to this text. I just want you to watch and listen right now, and then we will go ahead and have some discussion about this with you adding a response on your seesaw. But for right now, I want you to listen and think about what is it that you can do to get involved in the government.
Page 20.
Oop. There we go. All righty, here we go.
Chapter 3. Getting Involved. There are many ways to get involved in the government. One way is to work for the government. Across the country, many people work in government jobs. Some government jobs require being voted into office. The president, governors, and mayors are voted into office. Members of legislative bodies are voted into office too. Food inspectors make sure food is produced in a safe way. The judicial branch of the government employs over 100,000 people around the country. Some are judges and lawyers. Some are court reporters, bailiffs, and other courthouse workers. Active citizens. Another way to get...
All right, so what we just read there kind of talked about that grown-up stuff, right? The jobs that you can have when you're in government, being a governor, being a mayor, being a president, how you can vote for those people. Now we're going to take a look at what it means to be an active citizen. So what can you do as a citizen, as a member of the community around you? I'm going to send you into some breakout rooms to share ways that you can be involved after we read this. So listen for something that you could do with your government.
Active citizens. Another way to get involved in the government is to be an active citizen. An active citizen does not have a government job, but makes his or her voice heard in other ways. Active citizens become involved in how the community, state, or country runs. People can be active citizens in many ways. They can attend public meetings that elected officials hold. These meetings are called town hall meetings. At these meetings, citizens share their thoughts with elected officials. People can also write letters. They can call their representatives and send them messages on social media. They can even write letters to the president. The President of the United States receives thousands of letters from voters each day. These people have moved to the U.S. from other countries. They are about to take the exam to become U.S. citizens. The first town hall meetings in the colonies were in the early 1600s. That was before the United States was a nation.
All right. The question was, what can you do as a member of your community? Right now, as a third grade student, what is something that you can do to let your government know about your thoughts and your opinions? Okay, I'm going to send you into those breakout rooms for you to share your ideas of what you can do. Here you go. Question was, what can you do right now to get involved in government? So what can you do? You guys aren't 18 yet, you can't vote, but what can you do to be involved in government and to participate? What ideas did you share? Sinq, what's something you can do right now to be involved in government?
Well, if you get more tax you pay,
Get what?
The more stuff you get, the more tax you pay.
Yeah, paying taxes. We're involved by paying taxes, right? So when you guys buy whatever it is that you buy, snacks, toys, clothing, you are paying taxes. Good. Camille, how else can you be involved in government right now?
We can not litter and pick up trash.
Yeah, public services and public places that you guys take care of, right? If we're doing our part to keep areas clean, we don't have to spend tax dollars to get those areas clean because we're doing our part. Good. Terrence, what's something you can do right now to be involved in government?
We can help. We can just do stuff while public services help us do stuff.
Utilizing public services, and maybe if there's not a public service, like maybe if there's not a city bus and you need one to get somewhere, you could write to your officials and say, hey, I need this, or you could send some type of message that it needs to be added to your community. Aiden Hampton, what do you think?
People can participate in government because you can help people get jobs, or you can sign bills, and that's going to become a law, or you can veto them.
So we as citizens don't have the power to sign those or veto them, but we do have the power to say, hey, we need a law for this, right? Like, hey, I need this to be taken seriously. Can you please get it to Congress to become a law? Awesome. Braden, what are your ideas?
The people can help the people that are homeless on the streets and give them like a job or a house.
Sure. So that's a really kind thing to do. You guys have done a really nice job of listing kind things, but those aren't necessarily ways that we're involved in the government. So let's take a look back at our text right here. It says that people can also write letters. They can call their representatives and send them messages on social media. They can even write letters to the president. The President of the United States receives thousands of letters from voters each day. So, Braden, to your point, if we notice, man, there's a lot of people who are homeless in our community, we could write a letter to our politicians and say, like, hey, we're noticing that this is a problem. What can we do to help? Is there a community center that we can start? Is there an organization that helps people get jobs? Is there an organization that's going to help people have a place to stay when it's cold outside? What can we do to help these people? So you can write to your government officials and request that and make those ideas known. Awesome. All right, guys, you have an assignment that has been unlocked to you on Seesaw. I'm going to ask that you get there. So if you go to Seesaw and click on that Activities tab, that will refresh your feed. And you will see right here, it says Get Involved in Government, okay? It says with your teacher, click the Add Response. We've already done slides 1 and 2. We've identified our goal and we have read the text on page 20 and 21. We're going to look at slide 3 now, which is how you can get involved. So click on that Add Response. And then go ahead and move to slide 3. Alrighty, on slide 3, this is a text. And this text is identifying what you can do to get involved. So we kind of brainstormed some ideas. Here's some more information from a text today about what you can do. I'm going to play this. You don't need to play it. But if you could, go ahead and click on that pause button so that you can see the screen. Okay, so click that play again and then hit pause so that you can see the text, and that way you can follow along. Okay, so I'm going to play this so that we can hear it. You are going to follow along and read on your own screen. Here is how you can get involved in your government.
Chapter 4. What can you do? Being a good citizen. You may wonder how you can help your community and government. You're too young to serve on a jury. You don't pay taxes to help improve your city streets or parks. You can't vote or get elected to government positions. But there is a big way that you can get involved. You can be a good citizen. Imagine you are walking to school and notice one of your classmates struggling to put the chain back on his or her bicycle. Being a good citizen means stopping and helping your classmate if you can. Being a good citizen can also mean organizing a charity drive for people in need, such as people who are homeless or suffering from cancer. Recycling at home and at school is also an example of being a good citizen. Volunteers picked up trash in an alley in Los Angeles, California.
So look at that. A lot of the ideas that you guys shared tie in with being a good citizen. So a citizen is a participant or a member of a community. And then the word good just means that it's being kind, that it's being helpful. And actually, this is contributing all of these things when we do this to a better community government, because the government doesn't have to come in and help to solve these problems or spend money to help solve these problems, because we're being good citizens and just getting it done because it's the right thing to do.
You can help in other ways too. Even though you can't run for office just yet, you can help someone who is running. During an election season, ask a parent to march with you in a parade to support your favorite candidate. You can also volunteer to help the campaign. You can talk to your neighbors about why they should support your candidate. You can also write about an issue you are passionate about. You could write a letter to the editor of your local paper. Also consider writing to your senator or representative about an issue that concerns you. Campaign. Series of activities organized to win an election. Don't be afraid to get involved. Remember that government officials work for the people, including you. Children can affect their community, especially when they join together. Students talked to politicians at the Capitol building in Boise, Idaho. Fact: volunteering is an important part of civic responsibility. In 2015, close to 25% of U.S. residents volunteered their time. That's 7.9 billion hours.
Okay, so we've seen examples of how our people our age have been involved in the community when we looked at the flooding situation that happened and how the students created sandbags. Today, we're going to take a look at another student. She's a fourth grader, a fourth grade student who actually got a law passed and actually got something changed for the community. Okay, so take a look at slide 4. I want you to look at that diagram. Remember that laws and governments have two goals: to keep people safe and to help people work together. Okay, let's review that.
We recall from all of our study about government and law that governments and laws basically have two goals in mind. Their two goals are they want to keep people safe and they want to help people work together. Our laws are created to make sure that people stay safe and that they work together. Today we're going to explore how some young people have been able to help create laws that might either keep people safe or help people work together. Think about this as you read the next article.
All right, so as we read this article, I want you to think, is this keeping someone safe or is this helping people work together? Okay, this is Miss Lily Kay, and Lily Kay created a new law. Okay, so she, as a fourth grade student, is the reason that there is a law in her new community. Okay, as we're reading, I want you to think, how does Lily Kay's idea for a new law help keep people safe or help people work together? Okay, so how does this keep people safe or how does it help people work together? You're on slide 5. I want you to follow along with me. So I'm going to take a look at your screens here. A lot of you are still on that slide 4. Go ahead and go to slide 5. Awesome. Christopher, Terrence, Aiden, Hampton, Steve, let's get to slide 5. So taking a look at this text, we're going to read together and you're thinking, is she helping people work together or helping keep people safe? Here we go. When Lily Kay was in 4th grade, she made a big difference. She explains in her own words here. You might think you're too young to change how our government works. It's not true. I live in Greenland Hills, Texas. I helped get a bill signed into law by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. 2 years ago, when I was in 4th grade, I visited a bunch of national parks with my family. Under the Every Kids Outdoor program, 4th graders and their families get into national parks for free. I wondered if there was a similar program for kids to visit Texas state parks. I did some research and found out there wasn't. So I wrote a letter to Morgan Mayer, my state representative. I asked him to introduce a bill to give 5th graders and their families free passes to Texas state parks. We learned about Texas history in 4th grade. If we got free passes the next year, we could see the things we learned about, like the battlefield of San Jacinto. Jacinto. I need to look up how to say that. Representative Meyer introduced the bill. Last year, he asked me to speak in front of other lawmakers to explain my idea. I spoke before 2 groups in April and May. Along the way, the bill was reviewed by the Texas Senate and House of Representatives. Finally, in June of 2019, it was signed into law. It was a lot of work, but I kept thinking I was making a big difference for Texas families. I'd like to encourage all kids to dream big. All right, so there you have it, guys. That is a 4th grade student who got a law for an entire state passed because of her idea and the way that she communicated with the government, okay? So I'm going to send you into breakout rooms and I want you to discuss, how does Lily Kay's idea for a new law help keep people safe or help people work together? Okay, let me get these set up and then you will go into. All right, how does Lily Kay's idea for a new law help keep people safe or help them work together? How does it do this new law of allowing 5th grade families to get into state parks? How does it do this? Aiden G, does her law help keep people safe or help people work together? You are a choppy robot. Can you type it in the chat for us, please? All righty. Levin, what do you think? Does her law help keep people safe or help people work together?
Keep people safe.
How so?
So I didn't get to see the whole thing.
So she created a law that gives 5th graders and their families freedom to get into state parks. So it's free. They don't have to pay to go to the state parks. How does that help keep people safe? You okay?
Oh no, I gotta go check.
Okay. When you get back, I want you to share that answer. All right. Sin-Q, what do you think? Does her law help keep people safe or help people work together?
I think it helps people because she helped almost all 5th graders in Texas.
Okay, so she helped all 5th graders in Texas. So are they working together or are they staying safe?
They're working together.
Yeah, they're constructing new knowledge, right? And if they're visiting those state parks, that can be good for the state parks. It can be good for their classroom as they have conversations about things that they've learned about that they can all experience. So it's helping helping people work together. Okay. Now, just so you have an understanding of how Miss Lily Kay's days might have been, I want you to take a look at this very old video, but it's a good one. I sing this song all the time, about how a law comes to be. So Lily Kay presented an idea. The government took this idea and turned it into a bill. This is the whole process, all of the work that had to happen before that became a law, okay? Listen to this and enjoy, but I want you to be thinking about how much work this is just to decide if something's going to be a law.
As your body grows bigger,
your mind must flower.
It's great to learn,
'Cause knowledge is power.
It's Schoolhouse Rocky, the chip off the block of your favorite Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a Bill.
Whew, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a Bill, yes, I'm only a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a Bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." Then he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, but it looks like I'm gonna live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be a law. How I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old,
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill. Now you're a law.
Oh, yes.
All right, so just like that video showed us, this all started out as an idea, right? So our young lady decided, hey, I think fifth graders should get into parks for free. So then she talked to her state representative, and that state representative said, you're right. Let's make that into a bill. And then that bill had to go be voted on by all of these people. So it is a lot of work to get something to become a law, okay? Take a look at slide 6. We're going to work on this together. We might not be creating laws at Indian Creek, but we can create some rules, okay? You, over the next few days, are going to be writing to our school board, that's our government for Lawrence Township, about something that you think should be a rule or kind of like a law for Indian Creek or Lawrence Township, okay? So you are going to be deciding what problems need fixed inside of our community, okay? Now, I am very excited to tell you that our school board president, Mr. Reginald McGregor, will be coming to our Zoom, and he will be listening to your ideas, okay? So we have already set up the government to come hear you. Our school board president is coming to listen to your ideas to see how to make our community better. Okay. So as you are working, I want you to be aware this could really happen. You could suggest a law for our community, a rule that our school board president decides that needs to happen. Okay. So really put in some thought to this because this is very exciting. All right. On slide 6, let's brainstorm some ideas. In our community, we want to keep people safe and we want to help people work together. What are some ways we can make that better? What are some problems that you see that we could fix to help keep people safe at Indian Creek and to help people work together at Indian Creek? What are some ways we could do that? Senkyu, do you have an idea?
No, but my seesaw's not working. Like it keeps, assignment keeps just spinning around in a circle.
Okay, X out and reload. It sounds like your internet's being a little bit slow. What do you guys think? What problems do you see that prevent people from staying safe or working together? What do you think? I have one to get us started. So right now in the school, we aren't using water fountains because of COVID, right? But we only have one water bottle filler. So that means all 700 students that attend Indian Creek have to share one water bottle filler. So I think that in order to keep people safe during COVID, we should have more water bottle fillers. Okay. I also know that as a teacher, one of the stressors of recess is making sure that you guys are safe during recess. I think that Indian Creek's playground should have a fence. It's hard to keep 150 third graders where they're supposed to be without a fence, and a fence would help see or make those boundaries very clear. So that's 2 of my suggestions. I'd like to talk with President Reginald McGregor about making sure that we have more water bottle fillers and that we have a fence on our playground. What do you guys think? Levin?
Bigger classrooms for social distancing.
Okay, so you think that the classroom should maybe have some construction to become larger so that there's more safety there? Okay. Mm-hmm. Larger spaces for classrooms for social distancing. Good. Now, guys, I gave a COVID idea, but this doesn't have to be about COVID, right? We're hoping and praying that one day COVID is going away. So I want you to think about even when we were back in school normally, what were some ways that you feel like, man, we need to help keep people safe and help people work together a little bit better than what was happening there? Leah?
We can maybe just get a little bigger school.
Okay, so we might add that to Levin's idea here. So larger spaces for classrooms and school for social distancing, okay? Aiden G, what do you think?
Outside school, so when it's hot, people can go outside, and when it's cold, people can go inside.
So what were you saying to add? You sounded a little bit choppy at the beginning. What do we add?
Like they can have an outside school, like when it's hot and cold.
Okay, so like we have our outdoor lab at Indian Creek, but maybe adding more learning spaces for outdoors. I'm going to put that and help people work together. So we could add outdoor classroom learning spaces. Yeah, great. That would help people work together.
Miss Susa?
Aiden?
I got kicked out of the meeting because my internet was unstable. So now I don't know anything what we're doing. I don't know.
Gotcha. You will catch on quickly. We are answering this question. What would you do to work to improve your community? So thinking about Lawrence Township and Indian Creek, how could you help keep people safe or work together? Terrence?
So when it's cold outside,
Mm-hmm.
we could add like a roof over us under the playground. So it's kind of like a thing outside of our house, but like for the playground. So when it's cold, we can go outside still.
Okay. And you know what? I'm going to put that under both. I'm going to put that under keeping people safe and working together, because at recess we play team sports and we'd be able to play together more often if we were outside, and that warmth would keep us safe. So adding, I'm going to say heaters above us on the playground for colder winter months, so we can still exercise, right? Because sometimes it's tough during indoor recess in the winter to just be stuck in your classroom in your seat where it's not safe really to run. So yeah. Levin, an idea.
Picking up the trash.
So would that help keep people safe or help people work together?
Help people, keep people safe.
Okay, so my question to you is, why do we need to have the school board's president's permission to pick up trash? Do we have to ask permission to pick up trash?
No.
Okay, so that is a great idea of how to be a good citizen. We want to think about what are some things we can ask for to help our school be better. So can you think of something we could ask for that does have to do with trash? Like right now, I know Indian Creek only recycles paper. What could we ask for?
Being able to recycle plastic.
Yeah, so adding that, right? We have a lot of plastic trash in our school, especially from lunch. We have plastic wrappers on our food. We have plastic lids and plastic water bottles. So could we have a plastic recycling center? And you know what? That would also help keep people safe and help us work together to save our planet. So we would like to recycle more than paper, plastics, and maybe metals. Okay, so recycling, adding that into the mix of how we can help keep people safe and work together. Let's take a few more. Motto. Motto, your hand was raised. Go ahead. Have we lost Motto? I think we have. All righty, Aiden Hampton, go ahead. What's your idea?
We can give people jobs.
Okay, so help to create more jobs. What's a job that you think would be good to have in the school that we don't have now?
What jobs don't we have in the school?
So I can think of one. Right now, we have a lot of difficulty with our parent pickup line and our bus line, and we need people to direct the traffic, and we need people to help the kids get into the building from the vehicles. So maybe like a bus monitor or a traffic monitor. What do you think of that?
Yeah, a traffic monitor.
All right, so create jobs, traffic monitor, and that would do both as well. That would help people work together, and that would also help keep people safe. Man, you guys are full of ideas. All right, Oscar, what idea do you have?
We should recycle outdoors.
Ooh, so recycling, so having some outdoor locations as well.
Outdoors.
Yeah, so like I know that there's composting that we could put our trash in for fertilizer. So we could add that to the recycling. So composting outside. Nice. Great. What an awesome idea. We have an outdoor lab that'd be perfect for that. Aiden G.
So I would say that I would donate to things that I may not want, but someone else would, like food, clothes, and probably
Food, clothes, and what else?
that I don't want toys too.
Toys. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And what a great way to work together, right? So like
And
maybe you're a third grader and you outgrow your small t-shirt, but it's still really nice. It's still in good condition. And you could give it to another third grader that's about that size. Or next year, when you're a fourth grader, you could pass that down. Awesome. A donation center, that would help people work together. Wow, guys, this is awesome. Leah, I think you're our last one. I saw you sitting with your hand raised. Did you get to share yet?
So I have two things.
Okay.
So maybe there's a lost and found in school. Maybe if there's a lot of them, like so there's not just one in that place, maybe there's a couple more in the school.
Okay, so multiple lost and found centers. Yeah, maybe we could have one for like first and second grade, one for third and fourth grade, one for fifth and sixth grade. Awesome. And your other idea?
My second one was people can maybe pick up the trash in our school and the outdoors.
Okay, so I'm going to tie that in with what we talked about with Levin. We don't have to have permission to pick up trash, right? We can go, oh, look, trash, boom. So we want to think about ideas that we have to ask permission for, right? Like we can't just decide to start construction on the school and make it bigger. We got to have permission for that, right? We can't just decide that we're going to add an outdoor learning space. That's going to cost money. There's going to be permits to build it. So we're thinking about ideas that we have to ask permission for from President Reginald McGregor. But that multiple lost and found centers is great. All right, guys. Wow. So many ideas. I'm going to post this. I will take a screenshot of it and post it so that you can all see this. You do not have to write down all of these ideas on your slide. If you heard one or two ideas that you liked, go ahead, but you do not have to have all of these, okay? On slide 7, this is where you are going to do your work, okay? We've brainstormed together here. Our instructions say on slide 7, you are going to brainstorm problems you see in our school or school system that might change to make things better for safety or working together. So now that we've brainstormed ideas as a class, you're going to pick at least one way that you're going to help students work together in your school and one way that you're going to help students stay safe in our school. Okay? It might be from this list. If you shared an idea on this list or if you heard an idea and you thought that's great, then go ahead and use it. If you have a new idea that you didn't get to share, you can put that here. But you're going to put at least one idea you have to help students work together at Indian Creek and one idea you have to help keep students safe at Indian Creek. Okay? So you're going to put down your ideas here. The ideas that you put are going to be what you're going to write to our school board president about. So you got to make sure that you have a lot of information to say about why it's a good idea, why it would work, how you think it could happen. So what you choose today is what you're going to write about. Okay? So on slide 7, one idea you have to help people work together, one idea you have to help keep people safe. All right? That is what you are going to complete today for independent work time.